I've been learning how to create textured wall art. I thought I'd share the full process in case you would like to try and follow along with me. Each time I get out a blank canvas and sit at my bureau, even when I have a plan, I feel quite daunted. It can be hard to know where to start with creating something in that blank space. For the texture paste for this piece, I mixed together polyfiller with standard white decorator's paint. I haven't tried this mix before, so it took a while to get it to a consistency I wanted. You have to keep mixing and mixing to smooth it out. I've tried this style of texture painting once before, and for that I just used polyfiller mixed with water. However, it wasn't smooth enough at all, which made it really difficult. So for this time, I think it's going to work better. First, you have to make a layer of the texture paste. I thought that you needed a thick layer so that you could cut through it with the comb. In hindsight, I think this was too thick, which made the ridges a little bit uneven. Because I'm learning and figuring it out as I go, I just have to try things and see what happens. As you're creating the arches, it's really important to apply equal pressure across the comb to get a smooth result. The piece I'm creating today is based on a piece I saw on Instagram by Textury. Also, you want your canvas to be a flat, firm surface. I don't think my canvas was taut enough. I should have added those little wooden bits to the back to tighten it up. When the canvas sags even just a bit, it makes the pressure uneven, and then it's hard to get that smooth result that you're looking for. I knew I wanted to do layers of waves, but I found it really hard to get the pattern quite right. Especially as I'm just winging it, I knew from the start it would likely take me a few attempts. As you can see, I ended up scraping off my first design. I got the orange combs online. They were super cheap. I saw a reel about this sort of combs where they're on all sides, and it said that it can be quite tricky to use. So the reel suggested cutting the side that you're not using off. So I decided to do that for this, which really helped. The good thing is it's really easy to wipe it all off and start again. And I know that each time I do try, it's just helping me get better and I'm improving my technique. As I'm new to it, I'm happy to keep trying and improving. By the second attempt, I felt like I really wanted to nail it and just be done with it. I thought, however it turns out, I'm keeping it. But of course, I wasn't happy, so I decided to give it one more go. You have to do it in one go. You can't be going back to go over something. It's really thinking about every single move and trying to do it as smoothly as possible. Going fast isn't necessarily better. I've sped up some of these videos, but you can see where I haven't sped it up. I'm very slow in my movements. Go slow and take your time, concentrate on getting it right. And also, it's okay to experiment. It's fine for things to not go quite right the first time, as you can see. That's a huge part of doing art. It's not a one way to do things or one rule fits all. It's about experimenting and figuring out what works best for you. Finally, I was happy with the wave shapes. So I cleaned off the edges. I just used a palette knife along the top edge to clean off the excess texture paste. For this final attempt, I think that I balanced the ups and downs of the waves just about right. Once it was completely dry, which took about 24 hours, it was time to paint it. The first time I tried this technique, I used shades of green, which is the same as the original piece that I'm studying. It's a beautiful effect and I love that piece. There's something really mesmerising about doing the ombre effect, the shades of one colour. This time I thought that blue would work really well. I felt like, whereas before it felt like rolling hills, you could also turn it into rolling waves and give that feeling of being by the ocean. I started with the really dark colour, and then for each shade I just mixed a bit lighter and brighter. When I was doing the texture painting, I thought about how many layers I wanted, and 7 felt like a good number. Odd numbers always feel better. When you're mixing your paint colours, you have to make sure that you mix enough paint of each colour so that you don't run out, because you're making unique shades. You won't be able to remake it exactly the same again. So you have to make sure that when you're making the colours, you create enough paint to cover each part of the painting. Also, because it's textured and I'm painting from the bottom angle, I knew that I would need to go over everything at the end to fill in any gaps that I'd missed, just because I couldn't see them from that angle. So I lifted the painting up at the end to fill in the last bits. I had so much fun doing this technique, and I'm excited to try some more. I am so grateful for the response to last week's video. I can't believe anybody watched it, and I even had people comment, so thank you for showing up. You're one of my first subscribers and I can't believe you're here. I haven't decided what my next video is going to be yet, so if you have any ideas or different texture painting styles that you think I could try, then I'm more than up for it. Just leave me a comment. I love how all these colours came together. I think the blues in the middle really pop, but it's also amazing how it goes from such a dark shade so seamlessly to such a light shade of blue. Thank you for being here and taking time out of your day to slow down with me and just paint. I'd love it if you hit subscribe and became one of my first subscribers. I started with a goal of 100 subscribers and I never imagined that I'd get so many just from my first video, so thank you so much. I decided to fill in the background with a off-white, creamy, vanilla-y colour. I wanted it to kind of feel a little bit like sand. I'm so happy with how this piece has finished. Blue is actually not one of my favourite colours, but I really love this piece. I hope you have a lovely week, and I'll see you for my next piece. Bye.